All right, so let's move along to this story now. The Electoral Reform Review Panel, meant to investigate, consult on and recommend potential reforms to South Africa's electoral system, last month submitted 2 reports to Home Affairs Minister Leon Schriber. The conflicting reports were as a result of the majority of panelists being in favour of the current proportional representation system, rejecting changing it, while the minority of panel members argued that the current system lacks accountability and favours party insiders and are instead calling for a constituency-based system. Now, let's discuss this with journalist and author John Mattison, who is also an ex-United Nations elections head in Afghanistan. John, a very good morning to you. I think let's start with going back to basics. If you could just explain for our viewers the difference between the PR system, the proportional representing system, and a constituency-based one.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Well, the PR system we have now means that every election, each political party submits a list of MPs or candidates to be MPs, and then you vote for the party. And the more people who vote for you, the more seats you get in Parliament. A constituency-based system means you have a local person who is from the area usually and runs for office, and you get to know them and they campaign in your area, your city or your suburb or your town or your village, and you know who they are and you know who the opponent is, and you choose who you think is the best. And of course, they are members of political parties, and that matters a lot. But that's not the only factor. The benefit of the constituency system, as was widely appreciated and as this report, the history of this report shows, and the expert opinion was, if you're a constituency-based system, you hold your the cabinet to account. You hold the government accountable when they do something wrong, whether it's state capture or the arms deal or whatever. You have an interest to show your constituents that you're fighting for them, because otherwise they may well punish you at the next election.
So why were there these 2 very conflicting reports?
Well, yes, it was a strange situation, because normally if there's a difference of opinion between panelists, you have a majority report, a minority report. This time, the 2 sides fell out with each other and they each submitted separate reports. And of course, the majority is fine, but both reports have been submitted by the Home Affairs Minister, Leon Schriber, to Parliament. And now it goes before the Home Affairs Committee in Parliament, and they'll have to decide how to handle it. Why did they come to different conclusions? Well, the majority, the 5-member majority, which are all ANC or ANC-linked people, said that the current system is fine. They even argued that accountability can be improved, has been improved by the arrival of social media, which I don't know any experts who would agree with that. And they also said, you can improve the current lack of accountability by having better monitoring of MPs. That would mean monitoring by the political party. So that's not really a change from the present system.
And, in a piece that you wrote, John, it says a number of parliamentary and judicial commissions from 2002 to 2020 have complained that parliamentary oversight is weak and ineffective under the current PR party list system. Now, if one just looks at 2 examples, this week we saw again the revelations coming out of the Tembisa Hospital, 2 billion rand going unchecked and looted. The Parliamentary Health Committee saying they were very shocked at this as well. And then we also had the Madlanga Commission, where we had the SAP's legal head saying that the Police Portfolio Committee failed in its duties of oversight. Just based off these 2 examples about oversight failures when it comes to PR system, would you say that there are more of these kinds of examples?
Yes, Marcia, I think you've hit the nail on the head. This is common. I was covering Parliament directly when the arms deal happened, and I saw how MPs didn't want to hold the executive accountable, because if you're in the same party as the executive, your job depends on the party approving you next time. Whereas if your most important constituency is the voters, and the voters are angry about something like the Tembisa case, there would be members of parliament from Tembisa, and they would be under enormous pressure from their voters to go in and say 2 billion was taken out of our hospital and we can't get good hospital treatment now. The conditions in that hospital, I've seen some of the pictures, you probably have too, they're terrible. So the local MPs would know that if they don't fight for their voters, they'll lose power next time. And that's what you don't have here. And as you say, it's been surprising because various ANC-led commissions, Pregs Govender, who was an ANC MP, then Kgalema Motlanthe, who of course was the ANC president of the country for a while, and then Vali Musa, who was an ANC minister. All of their commissions have said, you need more accountability. We're not getting it under the present system.
And speaking of Pregs Govender as well, these recommendations have been as far back as 2002 from that Van Zyl Schriber Commission recommendations. What is this aversion to these recommendations that have been a long time coming?
Well, the current system suits the main political parties. I mean, the DA oppose it, but even they benefit from it as well, you know. So there's no strong move from the big parties, certainly, and especially, of course, the ANC, because if you, under the current system, the president of the party and the top leadership have total control of who gets into parliament. And so until there's grassroots pressure that is powerful enough, they're not going to be persuaded to move.